everyone, Andrew here from WiZDOM with the 7th and final video in the How to Help Your Kids Get Into Property series. And I thought it was worthwhile just doing a little bit of a wrap up of the series and covering all those little things along the way that we didn't get a chance to talk about. So look, it's a bit of a wrap up, working through all of this. What are the key things that I believe in and I think are important with regard to how to help your kids get into property and what that should look like? Well, as I've said across the videos, the first of those is buying a property with opportunity. It is very simple and very easy to go to the outer rim suburbs and those greenfield developments and buy that house and land package that looks really pretty. I'm going to say that, as I said in the very first video, that a lot of people have found all the way through history and as the years have played out, that they would have much rather bought that property closer into the city with good opportunity attached to it. And as we spoke about it, it's that renovation, that subdivision, that future development property, which often, as we see capital growth play out over time, performs much, much better than those greenfield development properties do. So I think that's the first really key thing. Buy the right property to begin with. Then the next part of that is getting the structure right for you. And what I mean by that is, if you go and see a bank or you go and see the wrong professional, the reality is they're just going to talk to you about the structures that they understand. And I'd like to think that across this series, you've seen that there's a number of different structures or combinations of those structures, which may be the right fit for you and that create the right situation for you as well. So I really think getting that structure right for you when it comes to both helping your kids out, but what your future plans are with your property journey and theirs is really, really important, because unfortunately, when it comes to a lot of these structures, if you make a mistake with that, it's very, very difficult to undo. The third part is, as I spoke about in various of the videos, I prefer a lend over a gift. Now, I understand in some circumstances where a gift may work well, but for me, whenever money passes from parents to kids to support them into property, or for that matter, for any reason, I think it's really appropriate to build that as a lend rather than a gift. And of course, getting good legal advice on that and putting a professional and appropriate legal agreement in place as well. I genuinely believe that obviously that protects your money for all of the reasons that I've spoken about. But the other thing is there's nothing wrong with doing that. The reality is you are still supporting your kids into that property. You're still making something happen that they otherwise couldn't do without you. And I think if for any reason you are concerned about the protection of that money or the future of that money, that you put that lend in place. It means that you can retain the control of that money over the long term or have it returned to you if anything goes wrong. And of course, it's available then to be able to deploy it as well. Now, one of the things that I didn't speak about in detail as we worked through is that there is a lot of government, both at federal level and state level as well, with regard to supporting first home buyers to get into the market. And the reason I haven't spoken about it is naturally we are nationwide. There's a lot of different states and there's a lot of different support mechanisms. But it's really important that your kids, and I think you as well, if you're helping your kids get into property, understand what's available to you in your state where you're planning to buy and what that looks like. Of course, they always change constantly as well. I will say, though, that I've been really pleased about particularly some of the federal government incentives that have come out and support that's come out with regard to helping first home buyers get into property. And wherever possible, of course, it makes tons of sense that assuming it still supports your structure and the way you want to go about it, that you leverage on any additional support that's available. So please work with a great professional. And this really brings me to my last point. Please work with a great professional when it comes to putting this together. What I find, and it's very disappointing to me that this happens, but right across particularly the finance industry and sometimes in the conveyance industry, legal as well. But really, it's bad when it comes to working direct with financial institutions, is that often the representatives that are talking to you are only talking to you about the things that they can offer or the things that they understand. Now, professionally, I'll be honest, I think that that's really poor. It is really appropriate that professionals absolutely do two things. One, they make you available to you anything that they know about, and they support you with advice when it comes to their profession. However, the other part is that they make you very clear about all of the stuff that they don't know, and they support you to get great advice to be able to make the best possible informed decision that you can when it comes to your finances and the decisions that you're making. Now, unfortunately, I find that most of the time that doesn't happen. Unfortunately, they push you into something that they understand, and as a result of that, they're comfortable with, rather than sitting back, making sure that they give all of the information available to you about the stuff they do understand and can offer, but also the things that they can't, so that you can make the best decision that you can. So as a result, please, please, please make sure that you are working with the right professionals that are talking to you about all of the different structures that are available to you and all the different potential solutions that will work for your circumstance and for your support of your kids, and that you make the best informed decision with that right support. Now, naturally, we've got the entire WiZDOM professional team here to support you as well, both from a finance perspective with our finance strategists, and of course from accounting and advisory as well. So if leveraging off of your situation to help your kids get into property is something that you would like to do, it's something that you're interested in doing and would like the right professionals to talk about, of course, we are here available and would love to help support you doing that. So I hope that this series has been informative. I hope that it helps you make some better informed decisions. And I hope, that it supports you in you helping your kids get into property. Until the next time, I wish you the happiest of investing, and bye.